Greetings and salutations, comic book conversationalists from all across the fruited plain, from border to border, and all points in between. This is Comic Book Hangover. My name is Scott, and we've got another week of new comics. It's a small week this week. 'Cause I'm trying to stretch out my credit a little bit. I'm not quite sure what other books I'm going to get. I know I've got Radiant Black coming in. I think there's still an issue of Monkey Prince that's due this month. But stuff like I think I've already gotten. Seems like I already got She-Hulk, unless that was at the end of December. It's hard to keep track of that. But She-Hulk I'm dropping because the book is absolutely doing nothing. So to me, it's just really boring. The covers are pretty, but they really don't have anything to do with the story inside. Nothing is happening in the story. They did one fourth wall break, and that was pretty lame the way they did it. So there's really nothing for that series that I like. But There is Strange. Another great book that Marvel is doing. I'm enjoying the hell out of that one, and really going to be sad when that one comes to an end in a couple of months. But that said, let's talk about the books that I picked up this week. As I said, it's a small week this week, but we are starting with from American Mythology Productions, the fine publisher who does one of my favorite comedy books, The Three Stooges. I love their books. You can tell their books are written by people who actually know the Three Stooges, understand the humor, and know how to do it, because I love every single issue they put out. They've got a Curly one-shot coming out. I cannot wait to get that. But this week, they had issue 2, Night of Living Dead Revenants, that I grabbed the photo cover for. So as long as I'm going to stick with this series, I'm grabbing the photo covers, because I love some Night of Living Dead, and the photo covers seem to do it more justice than the other covers. Now the other covers are done by some great artists. They do look great. I'm not saying that I think they look stupid or anything. I'm just like, if it's Night of the Living Dead, I want to get the standard photo cover for it. Just a personal preference. That's all that is. Jumping over to Marvel. Now Marvel, of course, they like doing these variant covers, and once again, they got me with variant covers. As much as I try to get away from these damn things, they keep pulling me back in. But this week, the only Marvel book that I picked up was Ghost Rider number 10. This is another series that really seems to be struggling to find its path. We're 10 issues in. I mean, as far as since the first issue came out, it's been almost a year, because it had some months of delay. But 10 issues in, almost a year's worth of story, and it still seems to be trying to find its voice, its path. And it needs to pull it together, because as much as I don't want to do it, I will drop this book if nothing exciting really happens. Now this issue, and I think there's some issues coming up that from the solicitation that sounds like we're going to actually get something, and I'm really looking forward to it. And also this Exhaust character. I'm curious to see where it goes with that. So, but I mean, I really wish they would have more Ghost Rider in it, and kind of explain how Johnny Blaze is Ghost Rider again. And is it Zarathos? Is it Noble Kale? Is it a different, iteration of Ghost Rider? Because they spend so much time talking about all these different versions of Ghost Rider from the past and the future, and different cultures and all this crap, that really does nothing more than dilutes the whole concept of Ghost Rider. It's like, everybody has their own version of Ghost Rider, and that kind of makes the character and the concept less special than what it should be. I liked it before when we just had Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch, and we had, 2 Ghost Riders, 2 concepts of the character, and they were very distinct. They were their own things, and it was unique, and it was fun, and I liked that. But now, I mean, even with this, this Johnny Blaze version of it looks like the Danny Ketch version, which makes me think it's Noble Kale. Is it Noble Kale? I don't know, but I really wish Marvel would pull their stuff together with this character, streamline it, get rid of all this other crap. As far as I'm concerned, we get rid of Robbie Reyes, we can get rid of Cosmic Ghost Rider. Don't really like those concepts at all. I would like to have a streamlined Ghost Rider mythos once again, the way it used to be, because it was easier to handle, it was easier to understand, it was a lot more fun, in my own personal opinion. Actually, let me see if I can open this up here. Okay. So now, with Ghost Rider, we had variant covers. I grabbed this one because it kind of reminded me of the cover for Ghost Rider, which was at the time when it came out, it was Ghost Rider Volume 2, Number 1, the first issue of the Danny Ketch series, which is also the first comic book that started my collection. It kind of reminds me of that cover, the sort of the pose with I think it's called Exhaust, on the bike, like Ghost Rider was on the bike on his first issue of the Danny Ketch series. So I grabbed that one. Actually, it's one of those covers that looks way better in person than it does in pictures, and probably on video as well. And I could not pass this one up. This is Marvel is doing, starting this month, these I think they're calling them homage covers. And an homage is basically, you know, a new drawing or a new iteration of a classic cover. A lot of people call them swipes. A swipe is something completely different. The two concepts are not interchangeable as far as in my opinion, they're not interchangeable. They're two totally different things. An homage is this. This is an homage of Marvel Spotlight number 5, first appearance of Ghost Rider. This is an homage because this is showing respect, and they even they'll have on here after Plug, so it'll make mention of the artist who did the original cover, which was Mike Plug. I met his daughter years ago when I lived out in Portland. That was great. She actually came into my store. I worked at a Suncoast out there, video store, and she came in and you know, I got her last name for a membership thing, and I had made a comment that, you know, Plug, that's an unusual name. I said, you know, one of my favorite comic book artists, his name is Plug. And she goes, my dad's a comic book artist. I was like, is it Mike Plug? And she goes, yeah, that's my dad. I was like, dude, I was like, can you tell him, just from a fan, thank you. Thank you for your work on Ghost Rider. And I named off the other books that he did that I liked. I said, just, you know, not trying to be crazy or anything, but just tell him thank you from a fan for sharing his talent with us. He's an amazing artist, and I got a lot of respect for him. And she was very appreciative of it. But this is an homage. A swipe to me is when an artist tries to would do something like this, but then pass it off as if it's his or her original idea. That to me is a swipe. But this is an homage. I had to grab this one because it's Marvel Spotlight. It's got the Dan Ketch Ghost Rider on there. You can see the bike. It's brilliant. It's beautiful, and I just love how they just brought it all back. All right, moving on. Image, Little Monsters, still an outstanding book. Got some kid vampires going on here, and so I think we've lost one of them. Yeah, we lost one of them, and there's some interesting stuff that's happening. I can't wait to see where this series goes. I don't know how long they're going to go do that series for, because I mean it's not really a concept that has, and I'm sorry, I'm losing some daylight, so I'm trying to do this as quick as I can. But it's not really a concept that you could do a whole lot with, but what they're doing with it, what Jeff Lemire is doing with it, I really am enjoying. And last but certainly not least, a book that I wasn't going to pick up until I saw variant cover. I love the Monkey Prince. DC has this thing called Lazarus Planet coming out, and they have this variant cover with Monkey Prince on it, so I had to grab it. I wasn't going to get this because it's written by Mark Waid, and Mark Waid is one of those writers who I will not generally buy books that they're a part of. There's like Mark Waid, there's Dan Slott, there's a couple of other ones that I have a list of creators that I won't do them because with their interactions on social media, the way they talk to and about fans, not to put too fine a point on it, but they're kind of assholes. And that's not what we need in the comics industry these days. We want more people. Comic books should be for everybody. Okay, I might get on my little soapbox here, but comic books should be for everybody. Meaning, it doesn't matter who you vote for. I have comic book friends that voted for, you know, a politician that I didn't like. You know what? Didn't give a damn because they still like comic books. And that's where we have our bridge. That is where we come in and meet in the center. Politics, that nobody cares about that at the end of the day in our fandom, and we shouldn't. But when people like Dan Slott and Mark Waid, when they try to use their influence to push other creators down because they don't like their politics, or they're trashing fans because they don't like their politics, you know, that's not something that we should be doing as an industry, as on both the creative side and the fan side. You know, I have friends that are in comic books that, you know, I don't agree with politically. And you know what? We don't talk about politics. We talk about comic books because that is where we meet. And that, to me, is far more important than what your political views are. I could give a rat's ass what your leaning is. I don't care if you're liberal or conservative or libertarian. I don't care if you're Republican, a Democrat, or independent. I don't give a damn. I want to know what kind of books you read. That's what I want to talk about. I want to know, and I'm always curious as to what everybody's reading. So these are the books that I picked up this week. We got Lazarus Planet. I had to grab this, as I said, Monkey Prince. I'll probably read it, even though I really don't care for Mark Waid. I'll probably read it because Monkey Prince apparently is going to be a big part of this, which is very weird because he's a new character, and they're already boosting him up to being, the character that might save the DC universe, even though the DC universe is being rebooted for the 75,000th time. It's kind of pointless to even invest in DC when every like 2 or 3 years they erase everything and start it all over again. But moving on, we got Little Monsters #9, great series. We have not 1, not 2, but 3 Ghost Riders and Night of the Living Dead. As far as my cover of the week, you know what? I got to go with the old school Ghost Rider homage cover, Marvel Spotlight #5. That's my cover for the week. And I am losing daylight, and I've been out here too long. I actually had to do this video a couple of times because I kept getting phone calls that I needed to take. But they're waiting for me inside. That's getting dark out here because daylight saving sucks. So that said, I will see everybody next week. Actually, maybe even this weekend, I might have a bonus video up. I did get some stuff in the mail that I want to talk about as well. So that said, everybody have a great day. I hope you all had a great new comic book day. There was a lot of, as always, some great books from some great creators coming out. We get those each and every week. I hope you enjoy your new books, and I will see everybody soon with another video. Have a good night, all.